Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Samir Siddiqui. Today I have the pleasure to introduce Brother Imran Chaudhry, President of Epic Real Properties Incorporated, the General Partner of Community Capital Partners LP, which going forward I will refer to as CCP. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for coming, Brother Imran.
Most welcome, Samir.
So I'm going to ask you a few questions, but before we get started, I have to read a statement,
Sure.
and if you will, and after that we can get started with the questions.
Absolutely, yeah.
This presentation is for informational purposes only and is being delivered on a confidential basis to a select number of prospective sophisticated investors. The information contained herein should be considered to be current only as of the date of this presentation. Prospective investment documents may be summarized in this presentation, but such summaries are subject to change and are not complete. Investors must refer to the official private placement memorandum, which will be available shortly, for complete information concerning the rights and obligations of the parties involved. With that, I can get started with the questions. If you're ready, Brother Imran, I'll ask you my question number one. Okay, question number one. Is Epic doing the transaction or another entity? What is that entity?
So thank you, Samir. Thank you for coming in and asking those questions. I know these questions were being asked by a number of interested investors. No, to answer your question, no, Epic is a 501c3 and cannot do this transaction. The entity I represent, CCP, is a for-profit entity that has been created for the transaction. Details will be in the investor summary and in the private placement memorandum, which will be ready in few weeks.
Right. Thank you so much, Brother Imran. Question number two. Imran, as the president of Epic Real Properties Incorporated, the general partner of CCP, what do you gain from this new development?
Good question, Samir. I will only be doing this as a volunteer. I'm not getting paid, and I will not take any salary or any compensation for being a president of this entity.
You will not gain any profit whatsoever?
No profit at all.
Not even a single cent?
Not even a single cent.
Right. Thank you. Question number three. How can you ensure that there won't be any favoritism in awarding development contracts?
Another good question. Until the municipal utility district has been processed and approved by the state, we cannot start development. So we don't know what that will look like yet. Development means things like constructing utilities, drainage, road improvements that are required to develop the property that have to be applied for and approved by the city and counties involved. That being said, favoritism would not benefit CCP or Epic Real Properties. So development contracts will be awarded based on business factors.
Okay, so this is to be decided. Okay, thank you so much. I think that makes it clear. Most important question. Question number three. Who is the beneficiary of any profits from this investment?
The primary purpose of the project is to benefit our community and not to generate profits. CCP intends to donate portions of the purchased land to Epic for the Masjid and private schools, and also intends to donate to Epic 100% of the net proceeds from the sale of lots, all to further the objectives of the Masjid.
Excellent. I'm just still trying to digest that how beautiful this is, that all of the benefits is coming to Epic, 100% of it. And Jazakallah khair for doing this. Next question, which is question number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Is my share non-refundable?
Investments are non-refundable.
Period.
Investments are non-refundable.
Next question. Can I transfer my share? Can I sell my share?
Yes, but only with permission from CCP. And CCP will have the first right to purchase the share. And there will be some time restrictions and restrictions on to whom the share may be transferred, meaning your shares cannot be sold right away and then only to certain approved accredited investors. This may mean you may have to hold your investment for years before selling.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Next question. Are you following SEC rules, and what does that mean in terms of who can invest?
Very good question. Yes, we are absolutely following SEC rules. For potential investors, this means you must be what is called an accredited investor. Generally, this means you must have a net worth above $1 million US, excluding your primary resident. This can be calculated either individually or collectively with your partner spouse. You may also be an accredited investor if you have had income of over $200,000 individually or $300,000 with your spouse or partner in each of the prior 2 years, and reasonably expect the same for the current year. We will be following all SEC rules, federal law, and relevant state laws.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you for that. Next question. Okay. Let's say a person is an accredited investor and wants to invest. You previously said that an $80,000 investment would give an investor discount in buying lots when they eventually become available. If someone wants to invest less than $80,000 initially, how would that work?
This is a very good question, and please listen to me carefully on this one. And if you have any questions or anybody has any questions, they can always email me and we can ask and they can ask the questions. So let me read from the attorneys the answer of that question. The minimum investment will be $40,000. So if someone only invests $40,000 initially, they will receive what is called a warrant. The warrant is a right, but not an obligation to make another $40,000 investment. If this person exercises the warrant and pays the additional $40,000 by the deadline, likely to be about 9 months later, that person will have the right to reserve a lot and receive a discount upon lot purchase available to every other investor who has made a minimum $80,000 initial investment. If the person elects to not exercise the warrant, meaning they don't pay the additional $40,000 by the deadline, that person still owns the initial $40,000 investment, but will not have the right to reserve a lot and receive a discount upon lot purchase. There are many more details that will be included in the private placement memorandum to come soon. The main takeaway here is that if you don't intend to purchase a full share of $80,000, you should not invest. If you only intend to buy half a share and not exercise the warrant for additional half a share, this investment may not be for you because you will not get the right to reserve a lot and receive a discount upon lot purchase. And your initial investment of $40,000 will likely to be locked up for several years because before you can sell. So again, let me repeat that your initial investment of $40,000 will be likely to be locked up for several years before you can sell, and even then with significant restrictions.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Was a long, detailed answer.
A long, detailed answer. Yeah. So I want people to really pay attention to what we're saying, and if they have any questions, please send us the question and we'll get back to them.
Okay. And we'll talk about your email address as we move forward, maybe towards the tail end of this question.
Sure.
All right. Moving on to the next question. Is there a limitation on the number of shares I can purchase?
No. However, warrants will only be issued to people in two situations. First, those intending to ultimately have a reservation rights to one lot can make the minimum investment of $40,000 and will be given a warrant to purchase another $40,000, which will give them the opportunity to make the total $80,000 investment over 9 months rather than just one initial payment. Second, those intending to ultimately have reservation rights to 2 lots can make the initial investment of $80,000 and will be given a warrant to purchase another $80,000, which will give them the opportunity to make the total $160,000 investment over 9 months rather than in just one initial payment. If a potential investor wants to invest more than $160,000, they must do so in one payment in their initial investment.
Thank you. I think that clarifies one doubt that a lot of us had. Thank you for that. Moving on to the next question. How much time do I have to make my initial investment, and what's the payment method?
Again, very good. CCP's target is to have the private placement memorandum and subscription agreement ready in the first few weeks of March. An accredited investor must submit the subscription agreement and all required documentation, which must include the initial investment in order for an application to be considered complete. Timing matters. Those who submit complete application first will receive the first reviews as CCP intends to review them in order of submission. Upon review, if everything is in order and CCP accepts the submission, CCP will let potential investors know. This processing time will depend upon how many subscription agreements we receive. Once CCP lets a potential investor know that the subscription agreement has been accepted, CCP will countersign the subscription agreement, and nothing further needs to be done by the investor at that time. If you were one of the first 1,000 individuals to have expressed an interest in the investment by submitting your contact information through CCP's website, and you make an initial representation that you believe you qualify as an accredited investor, you will receive the PPM and subscription agreement first. We will be following up with the first 1,000 individuals next week with more information. Keep in mind that opportunity to subscribe for interests will only remain open for limited amount of time. Once the offering is fully subscribed, the offering will be considered closed. Payment methods can be cashier's check, ACH, or wire transfer. No personal checks will be accepted.
No credit cards.
No credit cards.
Okay. So we know exactly what the payment methods are now. All right, the next question. With the current demand, are you thinking about offering more shares? Can you limit shares per investor to give more people an opportunity to invest?
Because of the demand we have received, we are going to offer 1,000 shares rather than originally planned 500 shares. This should result in opportunities for many more of you to invest.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next question. When are you going to let us know if we are in the first 500?
So it's 1,000, not the first 500, because as I said, we have changed the 500 to 1,000. Answer is in few days. Inshallah, in few days, we will let you know. Yes, in few days, give us few days, inshallah, we'll let you know.
Very nice. Next question. When will you be able to develop the land?
It's TBD. Many factors are involved. If everything goes well, development may be approximately 2.5 to 3 years after CCP purchases the land.
Have you done a detailed flood plain study?
We are going to do a detailed study. Rest assured, we will follow all the rules to ensure proper development.
Okay, next question. We want to look at the data about the identity of interested investors.
No, Samir, this data cannot be shared. It's a private data for CCP only.
It will never be shared.
No.
Okay. What are specific next steps?
Those of you who have expressed interest can expect to hear back from us in coming days. More details will be sent by email to all the interested participants.
Okay, great. I think that we have covered almost all of the questions that we had received and then compiled. Thank you very much, Imran, for answering those questions. And one last question I have, I think this probably will be the most, and it will flood your email address, email inbox. How can we get more info or ask questions?
Samir, thank you. And thank you for asking the questions. I have to say that these were the most commonly asked questions that I've addressed. If there are more questions, or if somebody needs more clarity, because I've said I've gone through the legal document, the legal script that has been given to me. So if anybody has any questions, they can send me an email, imran.chaudhary@epiccp.com. So let me repeat again, Imran, imran.chaudhary, chaudhary@epiccp.com, or ask@epiccp.com.
Very nice. Thank you. And you anticipate to answer these questions once you receive them, once you receive the answered questions, you will go ahead and reply to them.
We'll consult with our attorneys just to make sure that we give you the right answer.
Okay.
So yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Once again, thank you, Brother Imran, for taking the time to answer all the questions. I just have one last statement that I have to go read through. And then with that, we can bring to this questionnaire to a conclusion, inshallah. Again, this presentation is for information purposes only and is being delivered on a confidential basis to a select number of prospective sophisticated investors. The information contained herein should be considered to be current only as of the date of this presentation. Prospective investment documents may be summarized in this presentation, but such summaries are subject to change and are not complete. Investors must refer to the official private placement memorandum, which will be available shortly, for complete information concerning the rights and obligations of the parties involved. With that, thank you very much, Brother Imran.
Really appreciate it so much. Thank you for taking the time to come here. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam.